consumer protection. Okay. Can anybody explain what is consumer protection? Why do we need a protection for consumers? In simple words. Why is consumer protection important for us? Say you as a consumer, why is it important that you are protected?
For avoiding the
For
injustice.
the money. Avoid fraud. Sorry. No, one by one. For the money as a consumer we are paying, we need to get the equal amount of equal value goods, and in that process, we as a consumer, we should not get wrong products or products which are not worth for the price, or other problems related to the quality, quantity, or those kind of things. Correct. Anybody else has got anything to add? Sanjay Kumar, you have anything to say?
Yeah, ma'am, same as Sayali system, ma'am.
Okay. Yes, Lekha. Consumer protection, to my understanding, is any kind of remedy jurisdiction to those cases that involve defect of goods and deficiency of services. Majorly, the consumer protection is majorly of those. Yes. Anyone's got any other point of what you all think is consumer protection? Okay, let's see what is consumer protection. Now, consumer protection, it's a law that came out in 2019. One second, let me just. Yeah, it's an act that came out in 2019. 2019, it's a 2019 act, and it was mainly so if you know that it's a latest act, it just came out in the last 3-4 years. It is mainly for the protection of the interest of consumers. Now, you as a consumer, you need to be protected. Now, like how everybody says, one is in case you get a defective product and all that, you should go to you should get a product. How much you paid, you need to get a product worth for that amount. That is also correct. And plus, in case you don't get anything, you have a right to fight your case, your particular stand in the court of law. So that that also is what is consumer protection. Now, you have certain definitions. You have a complainant. Now, who is a complainant? Who is the complainant? As per y'all, a general thing, who is the complainant? Consumer. Who is a complainant? Mano, I couldn't. Consumer. Consumer, yes. Lekha, yes. Any aggrieved party, ma'am, it need not be the person who is consuming the goods, but it could also be the NGOs and other associations. Yes. Okay, so if you look at the definition, it is a consumer. First thing is a consumer. So basically, who is a complainant is somebody who raises a complaint regarding the products. So one is a consumer. Second, any NGO, like Lekha said, any voluntary, a set of consumer associations. Then you have the central government, you have state government, you have a central authority. We will see who is a central authority. Then one or more consumers join together, they can do it. Say in case of the consumer is dead, then probably their legal heir or legal representative. And in case if it is a minor consumer, then the guardian. So all these people are come under the definition of a complainant. Now, what is a complaint? Complaint is nothing but something that you write in writing, you submit in writing, mentioning about the issues that you have faced. Now, it can be something related to the product, whatever you've purchased, practice. Then any we saw goods, so any services that you've hired and you haven't received your proper service. Then afterwards, any if you've been charged a lot of a large amount of money compared to what has to be charged. And then if you have been given what do you say, if you've been given an product which is very hazardous to nature and it wasn't covered properly and you got damaged, you got your health was spoiled. Now, all that are the reasons that you can give a complaint. Now, how do you make a complaint? You can make a complaint to the district commission. You can make it to the state commission. You can make it to the national commission. We will see all that a little later. But you can file a complaint for. There are three of them have got jurisdictions. Now, how do you make a complaint? Is you have to give it in writing. There is a particular fee. You'll have to submit that fee, and then you'll have to submitted to these particular commissions. Then you will have to give the details of your details, your addresses. You will have to give details of the opposing party. You will, because of whom you got losses. You will also have to mention what is the issue, the facts of the case, and in case if you have to submit any documentary proof, you will have to submit documentary proof. Now, that's how you make a complaint. Now, a consumer is somebody who buys or buys goods or hires a particular service. That's none other than a consumer. So somebody like you and me, if you buy goods or even for services. So in for the entire chapter, you should always talk about goods. You will always have to talk about services. Services also comes under the consumer protection. Goods also comes under the consumer protection. 1 second. And financial services, it can be real estate, it can be a stockbroking service. Any service industry comes under the definition of services. So now you have like your interior companies, all of them are your service related companies. Okay, next you have is next is what is a goods. Goods means every kind of movable property, either in an actionable claim, money, and includes stock, shares, growing crops, grass, and things attached to or forming part of the land, which are agreed to be served before sale or under the contract of sale. Now, this is the definition of goods. So, basically, anything movable property. It can be stock also. It can be growing crops and something related to the part of land also. Now, all that is a definition of goods. Now, what is the meaning of defect? Defect is nothing but say any deficient. One second. It's a particular fault that you have received in a product. Now, it can be a fault in the quality. It can be fault in the quantity or say if you're buying any oil or something, it can be regarding the purity also. So that's a defect. Now, what is a deficiency is something that it is less. It is there is a fault that will be a defect, but a deficiency is something like a less. If you ordered for 100, you have received only 90. Or say how you have made the product as per your requirements, the supplier has not done it, so that's also a deficiency. Now we saw what is a service. Now, what is a restrictive trade practices? Now, a restrictive trade practice is a practice which is done through manipulation. prices and conditions of delivery, and basically it affects how the products are sold in the market. Now, it is not allowed. It is those kind of methods of trade is not, it is not, what do you say? It is restricted. So basically, if you do not use that, then you can easily go ahead with your particular trade. But if you bring about, on any price manipulation, or you try to increase the prices, all that will come under restricted trade practices. Now, what is an unfair trade practice is something that you are lying about. If there's a product, you say that the product is of A quality, but then it is actually B quality product. You will say that, this oil is pure cold pressed or wood pressed oil, but then actually it will be just refined oil. And then you are giving a product saying that it is new, but then it's actually a second-handed product. Now, all of that will come under unfair trade practices. Any queries so far? No one. Okay. Who is not a consumer? Now we saw who is a consumer. Now, as per y'all, who is not a consumer?
A person who purchased the goods and transferred to another person.
A person who purchases goods and okay. Any other point? Who is not a consumer? Someone who buys a product is a consumer. Now, if I buy a product, a seller, reseller, okay, yes, correct. Who else? Can you all think of?
Manufacturers, ma'am.
Who?
Manufacturers.
Manufacturers.
Yes, ma'am.
No, we are talking about someone who is getting the goods but is not called a consumer.
Ma'am, who obtains the goods for commercial purpose?
Yes, for commercial purposes, correct.
Charities that
Charities, no, some an NGO also can come into picture as a consumer. Okay, so who is not a consumer is basically someone who gets goods free of charge. If you're getting something like for a sample sale, or someone's giving you free products, now that is, you cannot be called a consumer. Who avails services free of charge? Now we saw goods. Who avails services free of charge? Now you find, say someone does, say that, okay, I'll give you free service of first consultation. Now that is a service. So that is not a consumer. So if you get free goods or free services, it is not a consumer. Anybody who gets goods for any commercial purposes, it cannot, if you're buying for, like someone said, reselling, someone also said commercial. So basically, if you're getting the goods and you're using it not for your personal use, then it becomes a commercial product. You cannot be called a consumer. And now similar thing is who avails services for any commercial purposes, who avails service under contract of service. So now you have a contract of service and you are availing services. That kind of a category also cannot be considered as a consumer. Now, what are consumer rights? Now we saw who is a consumer, we saw who is not a consumer. Now, what are the rights that you have as a consumer? Now, you go and buy a product. What are your rights while buying the product?
full control over the product.
control over the product, yes. So basically, the title of the product is yours. Okay. Anybody else? To prevent adulteration. Okay, so basically, get good quality of products.
Asking the receipt of the product.
Asking the receipt of the product. Okay. So basically, you need a proper. One second, someone's trying to join. Done. Okay, someone said something before I could allow Janvi in. Can you please repeat? I think Rakshita was saying something.
Of the product.
Asking for the receipt of the product. Okay, okay. Anybody else? Any other point?
Right to choose the product.
Right to?
Choose the product.
Right to choose the product. Yes, that's why you're buying it. So you become a consumer once you buy the product. So you have a choice for whatever product you need. Okay. So basically, the actual consumer rights as per the consumer protection law is consumer awareness, the right for consumer awareness. That means you have a right if you are not happy with the product, if you've received a defective product, you have the right to file a case. You have a right to appeal, to the higher authorities, ask for, a replacement or, say compensation, all of that. A right to be protected against marketing of goods, products, services which are hazardous to life and property. So basically, if someone is selling, say probably someone selling a soap which is very user friendly, but then it is actually not user friendly, it's very harmful for your skin, you have the right to be protected under that kind of categories. Now you have the right to be informed on the quantity, quality, purity, standard, price of the goods, all of that. You have a right to be informed. The right to be assured the variety of products or services at a competitive price. So you have a right to compare prices, and you have a right to assess the variety of goods which are available in the market. A right to be heard, and in case if something's wrong, you can receive compensation. And again, as I said, if you are a party to any unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices, then you have a right for appeal and filing a case. Now, these are the rights what a consumer has, consumer rights. Now, in the news, you keep hearing that, I think, I don't know. I think I read yesterday or day before yesterday. In a chips packet, there was no chips, and that person had filed a case, and he won 1 lakh rupees because his
Biscuit, ma'am. icsi biscuit.
Which one?
Biscuit. It was a cookie.
Oh, correct. There were correct. You're right. There was one biscuit which was missing from the packet. You're right. So that person filed a case, and I think he got 1 lakh rupees for that. So all that comes under the consumer protection. So if you have certain issues with that, you can always file a case. And there are many people. Since I am working in lifestyle, there are many cases that the company gets for paper bags. So basically, if when you all go shopping, say to it, it is not only applicable to lifestyle, but for all the other shopping companies also. So usually they charge for bags. They charge 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 15 rupees, and all that. And what the courts have told is, so there are many people who kind of file cases saying, I was charged 5 rupees for a paper bag, I was charged 10 rupees for a paper bag, all of that. They will file cases, they'll send notices to the company, and then it will go to court. So some of the states, what they have mentioned is, if you have your logo on the paper bag, then you have to give it free of charge. If you do not have your logo on the paper bag, then if you charge, it is okay. So some of the states follow that. So that's why if you see, if you are asked to pay for a paper bag, and if it does not have the company logo, then you have to pay it. But if it has the company logo, then you can question saying, no, I will not pay for the paper bag. You can do that. That's also consumer rights. Okay, going ahead, we have a consumer protection council. There are three councils. There are central, there are state, and there's district. Now, district, state, and central, if all three have got different jurisdictions, they have got different limits on the amounts. We will see that, but for now there are three: central, state, and district. Now, central consumer protection council is run by the central council. It is an advisory council. It consists of minister in charge of the department of consumer affairs. You have a chairperson and such numbers of other officials, non-official members as may be prescribed. They will at least have one meeting in a year, and their main aim is to promote and protect consumer protection rights. Now, state council, similar kind. It is again an advisory council. The members will be nominated by the central government. They will meet at least 2 times in a year, and their rights is for promotion and protection of consumer rights in the state. Now, district council is again for a particular district. That is also, they have a collector, they have a chairperson, all of that. They will have not less than 2 meetings every year, and their main rights is for promotion and protection of the consumer within the particular district. Moving ahead, there is a Central Consumer Protection Authority, CCPA. Now, who kind of establishes this particular authority is none other than the central government. It is also called as central authority. So you will hear it in multiple places, central authority. It is nothing but a central consumer protection authority. Now, what are the objects of this particular authority? It's anything relating to violation of consumer rights, unfair trade practices, false or misleading ads, any fiduciary to the interest of the public and consumers, and to protect, promote, and enforce rights of the consumers as a class. Now, this is what is their objectives. Now, what happens is, one second. What happens is, they have so any cases that they kind of they themselves notice, or they feel that it is against the consumers, then they themselves can do an investigation, check, try to investigate, try to ask them to remove the marketing ads, all of that. They have rights to do it. And if you have any problems also, you can write a complaint and you can submit it also. So that is the objectives of the central authority. So basically their right is to protect the consumers. Now, who do they consist of? Chief Commissioner and such members, other commissioners as may be prescribed and appointed by the central government. Headquarters is Delhi, and they can have other regional and other officers as may be decided from time to time. Now, qualifications, there is a set of qualifications, terms, allowances, all of that. The central authority will regulate the procedure for transaction of its business, and the chief commissioner may delegate any other powers to any other person whenever they feel like they kind of delegate the powers, because he cannot do everything alone, so he can appoint any other officer on his behalf. there is an investigation wing of the central authority. Um, yeah. So there is an investigation wing of the central authority. So basically, investigation wing is nothing but they have the right to investigate. They have a right to kind of in case if they feel that a particular activity has been conducted, they can do inquiries, they can do investigation, and they will have to inform the central authority from the if it's been delegated to any officer, that person will have to write in and submit it to the central authority. Now, what is this central investigation wing? Is nothing but it is like investigation department which is being appointed by the central government, central authorities. Now, any complaint to the authorities, power to the district collector, all of that is basically their main duties, their powers is nothing but they can accept complaints from anybody, say from any consumer. You saw the definition of consumer. Any of the consumers can submit their complaints. Now, what is the powers and functions of the central authority? The central authority power is to protect, promote, and enforce the rights of consumers. Basically, any violation of consumer rights, they protect it. Then prevent unfair trade practices and ensure no false or misleading ads is made. Ensure no person takes part in the publication of any advertisement which is false and misleading. Now, there was a point in time where all fair and lovely, products and all that, that means I don't know what product is that, but then they came out and said any men can become fair and all of that. And the main simple example is Fair and Lovely. Like if you put Fair and Lovely, you will become fair. And then if you see the initial ads and if you see ads now, there are difference in how they are projecting that particular product. Now it is because of these this act. Now, again, what used to happen was if someone is promoting it, say if Shah Rukh Khan is promoting it, or if say Deepika Padukone is promoting it, they used to file cases against these people also, saying that because this person told me I bought the product and it is harmful, it is not working, I'm not becoming fair. Those kind of cases also have been seen. Now, those are all like misleading ads. So now, if you see the way they take ads and the way they promote it, it is completely different. Simple example is Fair and Lovely because it had kind of become a very big issue. Again, you have a second part of the functions of the central authority. Now, functions is nothing but to inquire, investigate for any violation of commercial rights. Now, again, I said anybody can give complaints. We saw who is a complainant. So the authority, they themselves, if they realized there is unfair trade practice or that the ad is misleading, they themselves can sue moto is nothing but they themselves can file the case against that company, or if they receive any complaint, they can submit, they can move ahead with the investigation. File complaints before the district commission, state commission, national commission. Intervene in any proceedings before the district, state, or national commission. So basically, they can submit their findings, given their investigation findings, and appear before any of the three commissions. Now, they also have a right to review matters regarding consumer rights and anything to do with safeguarding of consumer protection. They have a right to do it. Any best international practices on consumer rights, they have a right to adopt it. Any undertake and promote research in the field of consumer rights. Now, if there is an opportunity for research on how you can protect consumers, they also have a right to do that. Spread and promote awareness of consumer rights. Encourage non-governmental organizations working in the field of consumer rights to cooperate and work with consumer protection agencies. So basically, they're trying to ask the other agencies also to kind of help with consumer protection and create awareness, all of that. Any unique or universal goods identifiers in such goods prevent unfair trade practices and protect consumer interest. So basically, if there are unique goods that none of them are selling and there's very limited suppliers in the market, we make sure that these particular companies do not have any unfair trade practices. They issue notices and alert consumers against dangerous and hazardous unsafe goods. So you'll see ads saying this product is dangerous, this product is not safe for consumption. So all of that these consumer protection also does. Advise the ministers and department of central state government and any guidelines that can be issued for unfair trade practices, they do it. Now all this is what you saw for powers and functions of a central authority. Anybody's got any doubts so far? Any doubts?
No, ma'am.
Okay, let's move ahead. Then you have the central authority to recall goods. Recall goods is nothing but if there is a particular product in the market, say if there's a particular brand of noodles, say Maggie, and they realize that a particular batch of Maggie has got a particular ingredient which shouldn't have been added, then the central authority has a right to recall all of that particular batch. So wherever the batch code is, they'll recall all the goods. Now the central authority also has the right to issue directions and penalties for any false or misleading advertisement. Now, if there's an advertisement that has comes out in the market, and if it is misleading or if it is false, then the central authority has a right to ask them to take out that ad. They can also ask them to change that ad, and they can also add penalty for that particular advertisements. Search and seizure, as usual. Any authority has got the right to search, and they also have the right to seize products. Now they can enter into any of your godowns, warehouse, manufacturing units, factories, anything. They can enter. They can seize products. Say if you enter into a big biscuit manufacturing company, you can just go into the factory, take the particular product, and you can keep it as proof for your investigation. So that can be done by the central authority. Now, anybody who has any issue with the central authority, whatever order the central authority is given, you can appeal to the National Commission within a period of 30 days. Next comes a District Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Now that also called as District Commission. It is the state government will establish a district commission. Now a district commission can consist of a president and not less than 2 or more such number of members as may be prescribed. Now this will be done with the consultation of the central government. Jurisdiction, the value of goods does not exceed 1 crore rupees. Now, manner in which a complaint should be made, again, you have a particular form, a particular fees that you have to submit and file to the district commission. Proceedings before the district commission, every proceeding shall be conducted by the president of that commission and at least one member, one sitting member. On receipt of the complaint, it can be accepted or rejected. If the complaint is rejected, they will have to give a reason and an opportunity of being heard will be given to the complainant. In Bangalore, where is a consumer protection court? Any idea? No, Double Road, Shantinagar Double Road. There is a lane in between that. There you have the family court. There you have the mediation center and you have the consumer protection in Bangalore. 100. There is a procedure on admission of a complainant. There are certain points. It's all very in simple language, so you can go through that. Any appeal regarding any order from the district commission, you can be made. You can refer it to the state commission within a period of 45 days. So within 45 days, you need to appeal to the state government. Now, what happens in case the 45 days has been passed? If you give proper reasoning, the reason on why you were not able to file the case within 45 days, and if the state government feels it is satisfactory, then they will accept the case. Otherwise, they will reject the case. Okay, any questions so far? Okay, let's move ahead. State Consumer Dispute Redressal is also called as the State Commission. Now, who establishes a state commission is a state government. You have a president of not less than four or more such members as may be prescribed with the central government. Now, jurisdiction is value of the goods exceeds 1 crore but does not exceed 10 crores. Any appeals in the order of any district commission within the state goes to the state commission. State commission has a right to call for records and pass appropriate orders. Any person aggrieved by the state commission will go to the national commission within 30 days. Now, if you are not happy with the state commission, the national commission, then you go to the court. You go to the Supreme Court. Now, whatever appeal has been filed against the state commission and the national commission, that has to be disposed of within a period of 90 days. And if you do not pass a decision within 90 days, then you need to give the reasons for increasing the time limit. It needs to be in writing. You need to give it in writing on why you are increasing the time limit to 90 days. Just one second. Okay, so this is what we saw regarding the consumer protection, consumer reduction, the state commission. Next is the National Consumer Dispute Redressal Commission. Now it's also called as the National Commission. Now, where is it established? It's established in Delhi. It is the central government establishes the National Commission. It can establish the National Commission wherever they want. So, as whenever they feel like, whenever they feel they need to increase they need to have the bench, they will. Okay. So they will have that many centers. So you have a president, which is maximum limit of 70 years, and you have not less than four members, and their years is 67 years. Now, what type of complaints that can go to the National Commission is nothing but something which cannot be accepted from the district or from the state. So basically 10 crores and above. Now, in case if you have any appeals against the state commission or the central authority, it will come to the national commission. Now, what rights does the national commission has? They have a right to call all records and pass appropriate orders. Now, in case if they feel that any other party, say the central commission or the district commission, has done something not right, the National Commission has got a right to set aside that order and try to pass a fresh order or try to listen to their issues. Now, they have also mentioned that all notices serving as per the particular National Commission, District Commission, State Commission will be sent by speed post or courier services, and it can also be made electronic means. So within 30 days, if you're not happy with the National Commission, you can go to the Supreme Court. Okay, any doubts so far? Anybody? So basically, whatever we saw, whatever we read, some important things are: order against district commission, state commission within 30 days, state commission, national commission within 30 days, national commission, Supreme Court within 45 days. Now, this is none other than the appeals. Now, if you cannot appear between 30 days, 45 days, you have a right to explain why you have exceeded that limit of days, and you can file a fresh case. So you can see an image also in our district commission, state commission, national commission, and then it goes to the Supreme Court. The highest level is Supreme Court. Again, district commission does not exceed value of the goods or services does not exceed 50 lakhs. State commission 50 lakhs, not exceed 2 crores, and national commission exceeding 2 crores. Now, in your textbook, in the new service textbook, there are two values, two tables which are given. Remember to read this, because this is as per the latest 2021 amendment. So the old amendment is also mentioned, but this is what you will have to read. What relief is provided by the consumer commissions? Now, we saw 3 different commissions. We saw, okay, anyone's got any doubts so far before we start the next point? No one's got any doubt? Okay, let's move ahead. So we saw the district commission, state commission, national commission, what kind of reliefs they provide. So what kind of, what is the, what is the verdict that they provide? So removal of defects from the goods. So if it is something to do with goods of, say, a product of Maggie, if it's something to do with Maggie, or if it's something to do with a particular car or two-wheeler, a particular part is not safe for driving two-wheelers, they will ask them to remove the defect from the goods. The replacement of the goods. Now, if you bought something and there's a defect, they have a right to replace the goods. Refund the price paid. So they also have the right to ask them for a refund to pay, get a refund. Award of compensation for loss or injury suffered. Now, if there's any compensation which can be awarded for the loss that you have made, this is a compensation is nothing but over and above the price of the product. So they might ask you for the refund, or they might ask for the replacement, and they will also give you a compensation. Discontinue and not repeat unfair trade practices or restrictive trade practices. So in case if there is any unfair trade practices, they'll ask you to discontinue that. Withdraw hazardous good from being offered for sale. Now, if a particular shampoo, or if a particular, say, cleaning material is not very safe and is very harmful for normal a person, they will ask to withdraw that particular product from the market also. To cease manufacture of hazardous goods or decide offering services with hazardous in nature. Now, say a cleaning service has been offered by a cleaning company, which is risking the you as a consumer or the person who's using it to clean. It's not safe. Then they will also cancel the particular. They will cancel the particular service also. Now, if the loss or injury has been suffered by a large number of consumers who are not identifiable, to pay such a sum not less than 20% of the value of the defect, which shall be determined by the commission. Now, what happens is, if a particular product has been suffered by a large number of people, and you cannot, you can't identify these people, then 25% of the value of the defective goods or services, the commission will decide on how it has to be distributed. Now, to issue corrective advertisement to neutralize the effects of misleading ads. Now, say there were a misleading ads that you have given. Now, they have a right to ask the company to issue correct ads and not to mislead the public. So they will have to rectify their ads also. again, to provide adequate cost to the parties. Now, cost to the parties is nothing but you have legal cost, you have your admin cost, you have, say, you've taken so much of effort to file a case in the you have your fees that you have paid to the lawyer to make notice, you have your transportation charges, all of that, those are called costs. So anything that you have incurred, that will also be provided to you. Concept of limitations. Anybody knows what is limitation period? What is limitation period? Anybody? Time period within which you can file a suit. Yes, yes. So it is, so basically you have a certain say not appeal, but you want to file a case. Say you bought a TV and the issue came up, say today, and I was not able to file the case for the next 2 years. Then I have a right to file the case even after 2 years. Now that's called a limitation period. Now, if I try to file a case after 2 years, then it will not be accepted by the court. But if I file any time before 2 years, it will be accepted. Now that's called a limitation period. So from whatever has occurred from that period to a period of 2 years, any case will be admitted. Now, similar thing is for district, state commission, or the national commission. These are different particular amounts. So, if any case you want to file a case, but you couldn't file it for 2 years. So, within 2 years, if you file the case, it will be accepted. Now, there is also a concept of condonation of delay. Is if you submit a condonation of delay, if you submit proof that what is the reason that you could not file the case within 2 years, if you can give proper reasoning, then they will accept the case even after 2 years. But it will be a call of the district commission, state commission, or the national commission. So that's called a limitation period. Now, if somebody does not follow the particular order of the state comment, district comment, commission, or the national commission, then order is nothing but if they tell that remove this particular ad, or take out all the products from the market, and the company has not taken out products, the company has not changed this particular marketing strategy, then what happens is imprisonment shall not be less than 1 month, so more than 1 month of imprisonment, which can extend to 3 years, with fine not less than 25,000, which may extend to 1 lakh, or both. Now this is the requirements of what is the punishment that you can get for non-complying. Now, basically, the next para, it's also mentioned that the district commission, state commission, national commission, they have the power of a judicial magistrate. So basically, as per Code of Criminal Procedure, whatever rights a judicial magistrate has got, these commissions will also have those rights. Okay. What anyone's got any doubts so far? Anybody? Any doubt? Okay. There's a concept of mediation. What is mediation? Anyone has any idea what is mediation?
Like if the complainant appeal in some other courts, the lower court can mediate with the in that case.
No. that person is going to settle. So what happens is there are two parties. There is party A and there's party B, and okay, before I come to what is a mediation, there is a concept of arbitration, there is mediation. Now, arbitration and mediation is something similar. Now, mediation is something to do with the consumer protection. Arbitration is much more on companies and their vendors not paying payment issues. All of that will come under arbitration. But under mediation is it's much more a friendly process. It is not that legalized as an arbitration, but a mediation has also got its own value. Now there are two parties. Simple example is say between okay, since we're talking about a consumer, you and the company, you and say a biscuit manufacturing company, and you are trying to file a case because there was a biscuit missing in the packet. So you file a case, and the commission will the district commission, state commission, and the national commission will try to tell them that see, this particular issue can be settled by a mediation. Why don't you go try a mediation? If it doesn't work, then we will take up the case. So that's how they'll tell. So they will go to the mediation cell. Mediation cell, there will be two parties. So you and the biscuit manufacturing company, say if this Paleji, you and Paleji, and there'll be one person who will be a mediator between you and the third person. So you and the Pale company. Whatever is your issues, the mediator will listen. Whatever Paleji's issues, the mediator will listen. And there'll be a situation where the mediator will ask both of you all to appear against face to face. So you all can speak to each other. The mediator will try to make both the parties understand, saying can you compromise out. So basically it's an out of court settlement which will happen by a third party. There'll be one person who will try to make both the parties understand and try to get some benefit out of the whole proceedings. Now that's called a mediation. Now sometimes it happens in family courts also, between husband and wife, between relatives, all of that. Mediation is a very it's a much better than an arbitration. Arbitration is a legalized version. Now, who established a consumer mediation cell is a state government establishing the consumer mediation cell. Now, central government also has the right to establish a consumer mediation cell to be attached to the national commission. So basically, as I said, district commission, state commission will first transfer your case. If they feel that your case can be held by a mediation center, they will send it to the mediation cell. Similar thing with the national commission also. Now, mediation cell will consist of any persons as may be prescribed. Every mediation cell shall maintain an empowered list of mediators, a list of cases handled by the cell, record of the proceedings, and any other information as may be required. Now, list of mediators, so basically they have a set of qualifications. You should be expert in that particular field. That's when you can be empaneled as a mediator. And you will also have to make a list of cases. You will also have to record the proceedings and any other information as may be required. Now, this is about mediation. Okay, now you have another concept of product liability action. Now, what is a product liability action? Product liability action may be brought by a complainant against a product manufacturer or the product service provider or the product seller as may they claim for any harm caused to him on account of a defective product. Now, what happens is, especially in say two-wheeler manufacturers, or you have a car manufacturer. So I'll give you an example of a two-wheeler manufacturer. So what happens is you will have Maruti Suzuki, or say Honda. Honda is making Activas and Dios. Honda gets parts from multiple vendors. Honda gets parts from, say, the valves are from one company, the tires are from another company. the handles are from another company, the engine is from another company. So they get parts from all of that, they join things together, and they will bring a Honda Activa into the market. Now what happens is um, a contract for supply of materials is happening between a valve manufacturing company and Honda. Now, Honda also tells the valves. Now, valves is a small machine, I mean, small device which goes into your tire. So, Honda people, when they are so there is an agreement called a suppliers agreement. Suppliers agreement is nothing but Honda signs with a valves manufacturing company saying that we need so many valves to be submitted so and so, and then you have so many rules and regulations that you must do quality check, quantity check, you must give this much, we will do audit. All of that are in the terms and conditions. One of the terms in a supplier's contract is also a product liability action. In simple words, what that means is Honda is telling the valves company, tomorrow, if there is any case that is filed against me, that's Honda. If now, say my name is Apurva, so if I'm a consumer, if Apurva files a case with Honda for say I fell down from a two-wheeler, then I can file a case against Honda. Now Honda will check on why the case was filed, how I met with an accident, what was the reason for it, and if they find out it was because of that particular valve, then Honda in turns asks the valve manufacturing company to give all the compensation to the consumer. So basically, they are trying to say is, since you supplied the valve, it happened, we used your valve, we put it in the tire, and the accident happened. So basically, valve manufacturing company has to directly deal with the consumer. Honda is just a mediator between both. So even if Honda pays anything to the consumer, they will get compensation from the valve manufacturing company. So basically, you are trying to safeguard your interest, you are trying to safeguard your position by signing this product liability action in the contract. So this particular clause is there in most of the suppliers' contracts. All car manufacturers will also do it. It's not only with valves. It can be handles, it can be a tire, it can be an engine, it can be any part of the vehicle. Mirror manufacturers who give mirrors to the car, and it can be anything. So basically, in simple terms, if someone files a case against the company, if the reason for filing of the case is because of another party, then the other party will compensate for any loss.